I do want to take a little bit of time to rank these games based on difficulty. At the very top, we have 3, okay? 3 is hard. 3 is really hard. I think... Hello everybody. In this video, I'll be covering how the AI works and the optimal strategy for the Ennard boss fight and the Sister Location custom night. The main game of Sister Location doesn't really have that many AI related aspects, and is more of an experience rather than a traditional FNAF game, so I won't be covering it in this video. If there's enough requests, I could make a main game AI guide, but I feel as though most of you are here for the other 2 parts of the game. With that said, let's get into the AI of the Ennard boss fight. To first get to the Ennard boss fight, make sure you beat the main game normally, and then complete the baby minigame in the extras menu.
Oh my god, finally, dude.
Once that's done, on the Night 5 mission where you have to run through the dark area with Ballora, the moment you get out, hold Shift, W, and D, and then just keep flicking your mouse to the right and you should end up in the Ennard private room.
Must follow my instructions. Go forward.
Access granted.
First, we'll go over how the universal mechanics in the night work, and then how Ennard works, and finally, the optimal strategy to beating Ennard. The night is similar to nights in FNAF 1, lasting 9 minutes, with each hour being 90 seconds. The power functions on multiple different power drains. There's a universal power drain that takes 1% every 30 seconds, 1 bar of usage will take 1.2% every 10 seconds, and 2 bars of usage will take 2.4% every 10 seconds, and so on. This all equates to a drain of 13.8% every in-game hour, which leaves you with only 17.2% for your own use. Which is why understanding Ennard's mechanics is so important. Ennard's mechanics are actually pretty straightforward. If you need a quick refresher on how movement works in these games, I'll go over it briefly. Every time a set interval passes, the game gives X animatronic a chance to move. This chance is usually determined by a set AI value that's divided by 20. If you'd like a more detailed explanation of how movement in the FNAF games works, I'd recommend my FNAF 1 guide, where I go over it in depth. Ennard has a 50% chance to move regardless of where he is or when in the night it is. However, his interval timer changes throughout the night. For the first 40 seconds of the night, he won't move at all. Then from 12 AM to 1 AM, his interval will last 10 seconds. From 1 AM to 3 AM, his interval will last 6 seconds. At 4 AM, his interval will be shortened to 3 seconds, and at 5 AM, it'll only be 2 seconds. If the power goes out, his interval will be shortened to 0.5 seconds. Typically when Ennard moves, it's accompanied by a sound indicating where in the building he is. Headphones are extremely important in this fight in order to determine exactly where Ennard is. Here are some of the sounds that Ennard can make when moving. However, in order to give the cameras a purpose, there is a 1 in 25 chance that Ennard will move without sound. I've heard from a lot of posts that Ennard's chance to move silently increases as the night goes on. However, from my testing, this chance remains constant throughout the whole night. This is likely a common misconception because Ennard's overall movement becomes more frequent as the night goes on. As for Ennard's position, Ennard can be on any of the possible cameras within the private room map. In cameras 6, 7, 3, and 4, he only has 1 move. But in the cameras closest to your office, that being camera 1, 2, and 5, he has 2 moves. This means that when he's in these cameras, he might not be an immediate threat, or he can be 1 move away from attacking you. Discerning these positions is crucial for when we talk about the strategy. Also, another fun fact to note, for some reason, if Ennard moves to either closet, as in camera 3 or camera 4, he'll move straight to the door of the corresponding side on his next successful movement opportunity. Now that we know how Ennard works, what's the strategy for the Ennard boss fight? If you recall, earlier in the video, I mentioned that Ennard's chance to move is always the same, and his interval times to move are the ones that change. Since these times and chances are consistent throughout every single night, Ennard will always try and move at the same times in the night no matter what. Same times, every night. You know what that means. After installing Live Split Timer, it makes it a bit easier to track Ennard's intervals. However, I noticed that it can be a bit difficult after 1 AM. Having to change to count up by 6s and then 3s and then 2s, all while paying attention to everything else, can be a bit overwhelming. It took me a few tries to beat it, but eventually with the help of the stopwatch, I was able to get it done. Unfortunately, every single time you die to Ennard in the private room, you're forced to play all of Night 5 over again until you can make it back. So, for my wonderful The Bones 5 YouTube channel on YouTube fan base, I wanted to make this fight a bit easier so that you could all beat it first try. I present the official Bones 5 Ennard timer. I made a program in Python that counts down to every interval that Ennard has a possible chance to move, along with a global timer to track where you are in the night. If you'd like to download the program, I'll leave a GitHub link in the description. If you'd just like to view the timer, I have an unlisted video recording of the program also in the description that you can use to track Ennard's intervals. Now that we can perfectly track Ennard's intervals, I can go over the optimal strategy. Saving power in this night is crucial, so you only want to close the doors when you are absolutely sure of two things. 1. Ennard is right at your door or in front of the vent, and 2. A movement opportunity is right about to happen. Since we will always know when Ennard has a chance to move because of the interval timer, you can use the cameras whenever you don't hear Ennard make a sound during a movement opportunity. This confirms whether he just didn't move and his movement opportunity failed, or he moved silently with that 4% chance. From 12 to 4 AM, you want to close the doors about a second before Ennard's movement opportunity. When he's at the door, if you hear a sound, the door is safe to open. Use the cameras to confirm that he hasn't moved silently, open the door, and then close it again over the next interval. This is done to optimize power, since keeping the door closed for the full 6-second interval is too much of a waste in this night. Once 4 AM hits, the intervals will be too fast to close the doors right over the intervals. If you know that Ennard is at your door, close it and just keep it closed until you hear him moving somewhere else. He moves too frequently that it's not worth the power optimizations. If you're still confused, I'll go over some key moments in my personal run. I won't be commentating the entire night because we still have the sister location custom night to get to, but I'll share enough moments that should make the strategy pretty clear. First bit of commentary. Stay hydrated, this is very important. Nothing really happened until about 1:30 when we know that Ennard is in the closet. Remember that when Ennard moves from the closet, he's guaranteed to move to your door. I check every time an interval passes for silent movement, then at 1:48 I hear a sound, knowing that Ennard is right at the door.
I thought you liked me.
On the next movement, Ennard will try and enter the office, meaning I should close the door on 1:54. Then right after 1:54, I get a sound cue indicating that Ennard has left. For about a minute straight here, Ennard keeps failing his movement opportunities in the back of the vent. It's still very important to check the cameras in case of silent movement. Eventually, I hear a sound, meaning next interval I must shut the door.
If they find us like this, we won't be able to try again. You must help.
I again get a sound cue that Ennard has left. Here we have another closet door sequence. I also just realized that my camera is covering up the power indicator, so I'm sorry about that. I fixed it later in the custom night gameplay. The clock has now hit 6 minutes, which means that Ennard is now going to start moving every 3 seconds. We know that Ennard is in the back vent right now, so on the next movement I'm not going to wait at all to close the door. I'm going to let this last minute play out because of how fast Ennard can be on the 5 AM interval. As always, if you'd like to view the full Ennard run, I'll leave the raw recording in the description.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I want to give some commentary on that real quick. I did not expect this game to be nearly as hard. So this game is really hard. This game is very difficult. I did not expect it to be this difficult. But we're just now getting to the custom night. So we're gonna see how it goes now. This is gonna be quite the challenge. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the challenge. Sister Location Custom Night was indeed quite the challenge, but before we go over how everything works and the strategy for the night, I'd like to hand it over to Past Me for some commentary on the overall night experience, since the Sister Location Custom Night is a bit different from the other custom nights. That was the hardest custom night challenge, by far. And it wasn't even RNG. Like, there's very little RNG in this night. It is pure skill, but there's no like here's how the typical The Bones video cycle goes, right? I start the custom night. Oh my god, this is impossible. How am I going to do this? And then I research the AI, and then I'm like, okay, I know all of this stuff. Now I can figure out this optimal strategy that completely just beats all the animatronics. They have no chance, right? Sister Location, they beat my ass. Okay, I look up the AI. Funtime Freddy moves every 10 seconds unless he hits a Bonnie attack on that same interval. Who fucking cares? Because there's so much shit going on, it doesn't matter. You can't intervalize everything. Because like in FNAF 2, 8 of the animatronics are the exact same. Everyone in FNAF Sister Location operates completely differently. And they all like intertwine in this like perfect puzzle to f you over, right? But I will say, mechanically, the game feels great. Like, it feels so smooth. The way you can, like, react to things and do everything so fast, that's not in other FNAF games. It's like, here's a good analogy. If anyone here has played or watched competitive Smash Melee, it's like that. Like, if you're good enough to do it quick, it feels amazing, because you're combating all this shit being thrown at you, and it's, like, super smooth and it feels great. And it's not RNG. It's not like Springtrap where you just sit there and just watch him not listen to you. There's always a fair chance that you will win, unless you get wombo comboed. But there's always a fair chance that you will win. You just gotta be really, really, really good. Overall, Sister Location 1020 is a very technical and very difficult challenge, but it isn't as luck-based as the other games that came before it. With that said, how does the AI in this night work? Beginning with the universal mechanics, Sister Location's night length is exactly 6 minutes, with each in-game hour lasting 1 minute. The power works a bit differently from the Ennard private room. When the night begins, the game sets the power value to 99,999. This scales such that 1% power is equal to 1,000 power value. The universal power drain in this night is determined by this equation. The difficulty value variable is determined by the 4 different difficulty value settings that you can set before entering the night. Easy being 1, normal is 2, hard is 3, and very hard is 4. However, if you're doing 1020 mode or Golden Freddy mode on very hard, which is what this video is focusing on, the difficulty value is set to either 5 or 6 depending on your game version. In addition to this universal drain, every single frame, the power value is drained by this formula. Now with the universal mechanics covered, we can move on to the animatronics. There's 10 animatronics total in the Sister Location custom night, and compared to all the other games, the AI in this game is actually pretty simple. Beginning with Ballora, Ballora operates on sound cues. Her music will pan to either side of the building with 4 different levels in volume. These levels are silent, distant, moderate, and loud. When the music is loud, she is about to attack and you should close the door the music is coming from. Behind the scenes, Ballora has a counter that is set to 50 that decreases by 1 every 0.2 seconds. Once this counter is equal to Ballora's AI value, Ballora will move, the counter is then reset, and the process repeats. Like Ennard, some animatronics become more aggressive as the night goes on. Ballora is one of these animatronics. At 4 AM and 5 AM, her AI level will increase by 5, increasing the frequency of her movements. Funtime Freddy is one of the biggest threats in this mode and is where most of your attention will be going.
It's so hard to track Funtime Freddy with all this shit going on.
FF can spawn in either of the closets when starting the night. He has a counter that starts at 30 when the night begins and decreases by 1 every second. Once this counter is equal to Freddy's AI level, he'll move to the opposite side of the building, making this sound. After he moves, the counter is then reset to 30. As for determining Freddy's attacks, every 3 seconds, a random number is picked between 0 and 39. If this number is less than or equal to Freddy's AI value, and he hasn't moved in the last 4.6 seconds, he will send Bonbon to attack you. Two-thirds of the time, Bonbon has a chance to attack you on the same side that Freddy is currently located at, which is indicated by this sound cue.
Bonbon, go get him! Hey, Bonbon, go get him! Bonbon, go get him!
The other third of the time, Bonbon will attack from the opposite side that Freddy is located at, which is indicated by this sound cue.
Get ready for a surprise! Get ready for a surprise!
When closing the doors to fend off Bonbon, you can wait until the end of the sound cue to shut your door. Freddy won't send Bonbon out until the sound cue is over. Once Bonbon bonks on the door, it's safe to open. All other sound cues that Funtime Freddy makes are irrelevant and are meant to throw you off. Funtime Foxy has a counter that is set between a random number of 40 to 50 and that decreases by 1 every 0.25 seconds. If the counter reaches Foxy's AI level, his progress will increase by 1 and the counter will reset to a random value between 30 and 40. To stop Foxy, look at Cam 7. Whenever Cam 7 is viewed, the counter will reset back to its original value of 40 to 50. Unfortunately, you do have to look at Foxy's camera and not just use the cameras like in FNAF 1. Foxy has 5 stages total: behind the curtain, peeking out, leaving the curtain, looking at the camera, and gone. Once Foxy has reached the gone stage, he will attempt to enter the office after 5 seconds. If the right door is closed, he will make a knocking sound on the door and steal 1% power from the office. Note that the moment the knocking sound cue starts, the door is safe to open. Bidybab spawns in the vent in front of your office and has an AI value and 50 chance to move every 3 seconds. Her progress is indicated by these voice lines.
I don't want to play hide and seek. I'm going to find a way inside.
Once at 3 progress, shut the door within the next 2 seconds and you'll hear a bonk indicating that her progress has been reset. Once she reaches 4 progress, you'll be jump scared next time the cameras are up. At 5 progress, you'll be jump scared no matter what. Like Ballora, Bidybab's AI increases by 5 and then by 10 total at 4 AM and 5 AM respectively. Electrobab has a counter set to 30 that decreases every second. He will spawn in the opposite closet that Funtime Freddy is located in once the counter reaches his AI level. Every 5 seconds, he'll drain 1% power from your office. Now, in order to combat Electrobab, you can reset the entire counter process through a controlled shot. Also, apparently this animatronic exists because a Bidybab fell in a container full of eels. Like, what kind of Spider-Man type story? Mini Arena 1 uses the exact same counter as Electrobab to determine movement, but operates on a progression system. Every time the counter hits their AI level, Mini Arena will drain oxygen faster and faster. I'll throw up the values on screen here. A controlled shock on Cam 6 will reset their progress completely. Mini Arena 2 has an AI and 30 chance to spawn a Mini Arena on your screen to block your vision on every single camera drop. They will stop spawning once 5 Mini Arenas total are on your screen. Unfortunately, there's no way to get rid of them throughout the entire night. Why do these exist? The next 3 animatronics make up what the community calls the Wombo Combo.
Happy Feet, Wombo Combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
Yendo has an AI -1 in 25 chance to appear after flipping the monitor down. When he's in your office, he removes oxygen stupid fast at a rate of 1% per 0.02 seconds. He does not kill you when the oxygen reaches 0%. This is actually a common misconception. He kills you after 101 minus 2 times his AI level frames. which in 1020 is approximately 1 second. Yendo cannot spawn on 2 camera drops in a row. Bonnet has an AI in 30 chance to spawn on every camera drop. She'll move across the screen from right to left and will require you to click on her nose before she reaches the left edge of the screen. This is the hitbox for her nose. It doesn't actually move with Bonnet, instead moving in a straight line across the screen. If she reaches the left edge of the screen, she'll jump scare you.
This motherfucker right here, dude, I'm going to box the shit out of this rabbit. Oh my god. I'm going to take his neck and break it, I swear.
Unlike Yendo, Bonnet can appear on 2 camera drops in a row, assuming she's already been cleared from the first camera drop. Lolbit has an AI in 50 chance to spawn every 3 seconds, appearing on the 3 monitors in your office. The rate at which Lolbit takes over the monitors is determined by this formula, but on 1020 mode, it takes approximately 1.5 seconds for Lolbit to progress, and 3 seconds until the please stand by screen appears. When this screen appears, you'll lose the ability to pull up your cameras or close the doors. Typing LOL on your keyboard will get rid of Lolbit. After getting rid of Lolbit, there's a 5-second cooldown before Lolbit can appear again. If you are faced with Lolbit, Yendo, and Bonnet all at the same time, this is known as the Wombo combo. That took a bit longer than I would expected, but with the animatronics now finally explained, we can go on to the best strategy for FNAF Sister Locations 1020 mode. Typically, the strategy portion in these videos is a bit longer, but as I said earlier in the commentary, a lot of it just comes down to your own skill. Before even attempting 1020, you should complete all of the other challenges beforehand in order to get enough game experience. When actually playing 1020, we can break the game down to 5 phases: the pre-camera phase, the Foxy camera phase, the post-camera phase, the shot camera phase, and the post-camera phase again. All of these phases combined last about 10 to 12 seconds in a night, and as long as you can get good within those 10 to 12 seconds, you'll be able to beat the entire night. In my personal experience, I couldn't get a run past 1 AM for about 2 hours, but once I did, I beat the night almost immediately. When starting the pre-camera phase, this is going to be where you gather intel about what's going on around the building through audio cues. Take note of Freddy's position and slightly turn to the side that he's on. You will always have to keep track of Freddy for when he attacks and for the shock camera phase. Once about 4 to 5 seconds have passed, flip up the cameras and switch to cam 7 to look at Foxy. None of your systems are being attacked yet, so all you have to worry about is resetting Foxy's counter. This is extremely important. Before flipping the cameras down and entering the post-camera phase, take note if Yendo spawned or not. You'll be able to see him on the upper edge of the cameras when facing the right side of the office, or the right edge of the cameras when facing the left side of the office. Once dropping the cameras, you're ready to enter the post-camera phase. The post-camera phase is where the Wombo combo animatronics shine. Always deal with them in this order: Yendo, Bonnet, and then Lolbit. You should know if you have to flip up the cameras immediately to get rid of Yendo before even dropping the cameras. Then locate Bonnet if she spawned and click on her nose. It's best to get ahead of her and then click, rather than chasing her and trying to click from behind. Make sure that when following Bonnet, you don't lose track of Funtime Freddy's position. After you've dealt with Yendo and Bonnet, type LOL to get rid of Lolbit if you have to. I'd advise using your mouse hand to type LOL, since you still have control of the doors with your left keyboard hand. After dealing with those 3 threats, you're back in the pre-camera phase and need to watch out for any audio attacks. Keep an ear out for both Ballora and Bidybab while also paying attention to Freddy. Remember to only pay attention to Bidybab's vent noise and Funtime Freddy's surprise and go get 'em lines. After another 5 seconds pass, it's time for the shock camera phase. At this point, both your oxygen and power should be under attack. Open your cameras and go to whatever closet is opposite Funtime Freddy's location. Shock Electrobab and then shock Minarino 1 on cam 6. Their times to be shocked will always perfectly sync up, which thank God. Then switch back to cam 7 and glance at Foxy's progress. If Foxy is gone, close the right door. Because of the hotkeys in this game mode, you can close the doors while you're still in the cameras. If you can, try and get a look to see if Yendo is behind the cameras or not. Once dropping the cameras, repeat the post-camera phase, and that's pretty much the entire night. It might seem like a lot, and that's because it is, but once you master those 12 to 15 seconds of gameplay, the entire night will be considerably easier. Now, for some general tips, try not to get in the habit of immediately camera flipping when entering the post-camera phase. I had this bad habit for a long time, and it caused me to die to Yendo quite often. Make sure you know that he's going to be there before immediately pulling your cameras again. I also recommend playing in a pretty dark area, since your oxygen is often going to be very limited. If you guess wrong on the shock camera phase and accidentally shock Freddy, that's fine, at least you know where he is now. Continue to shock Electrobab in Mid-Arena 1 and don't panic. If you're unsure of Freddy's position and he just sent Bonbon out to attack you, it's okay to close both doors to fend off Bonbon. The power is usually not as big of a threat as the animatronics. So after Bonbon bonks on the door, Freddy will move to the other closet. So you'll be able to track him then. Now you'll notice I do have a timer in this run, but a timer is by no means essential for this custom night. There's so much stuff going on that it's really hard to pay attention to any intervals or anything that would really matter from the timer. I more so just have it there to track the night. For my final tip, stay calm. This night can be absolutely infuriating when starting out. Dying at 12 and 1 a.m. over and over and over and over again until getting good enough to manage everything can be quite stressful. Always take breaks, go for walks, do whatever you need to do to stay in a good headspace. As for how I personally handled this challenge, it really messed me up for a while. Though I wouldn't play that much per day, not getting past 1 a.m. after 2 days was disheartening, and I honestly thought it looked impossible. But then I remembered that this time I couldn't blame it on RNG. This time it was my fault. I knew I had to do this challenge, not only for this video, but to prove my skill as a player.
I'm the FNAF player number 1! Yes! Oh my god, yes! Oh. Let's fucking go, dude. Oh.
Thank you guys for watching the guide part of this video. But before I end the video, if you'd like to stick around, I still recorded the main game of Sister Location, which came with some pretty funny moments. So if you're still here, enjoy the Sister Location main game supercut.
For male, press 1. For female, press 2. For text only, it seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to
I hit
type,
2.
and I will auto-correct it for you. Thank you for choosing Angsty Teen.
Is the angsty teen like female? Because if the angsty teen is female, I'm certainly not complaining, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious, you know what I mean? Speak. I want to hear the voice. I never played this game before, so I don't know.
Stopped.
Oh, it's a dude.
Get up now.
Man,
Want.
why can't I be like a goth girl who like kind of playfully insults me as I play? You know, I never mind.
Is someone there?
No.
Perhaps not.
This is what's called the ease of tension. When they ease your tension, then you get scared more. My god, this guy is so smart.
Motion trigger, parts in service.
Oh,
Great
shit.
job reaching parts in service. The small button on Freddy's face, just under his right cheek, and press it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Good job.
That was good.
The faceplates should now be open. Locate and press the small button on the underside of Freddy's endoskeleton jaw.
There are many.
Excellent. Great work. You will now be required to remove the secondary power module from the Bonnie hand puppet.
Motherfucker, dude. I like you, bro.
Press the large black button beneath Bonnie's butt
God.
to release the power module. Great job.
Oh.
You've acquired both power modules. This completes your tasks for the night.
I have you hidden too well. I kidnapped you.
You know what? I kind of messed with that, to be honest. That was low key. I kind of with that energy, you know. By the way, I'm sorry there's no face cam, y'all. My camera died. So you can't see my funny reaction.
I'm not. Try not to wiggle, though.
Oh.
At least that was meant to be used.
Dude, who was the voice actor? I need to hit her up. Like we need to set up a link. You know what I mean?
Person to fit inside, but just barely. Because
Shit.
this is the room where they use the scooper.
She called me a dummy.
I
Yo,
thought
I'm.
that would be obvious.
Yo. Yeah, I'm blushing right now. Like you.
Fun name for something.
Mm-hmm.
The scooper.
Oh yeah.
Or custard. Or sprinkles.
Custard.
It sounds like something you would want
Hubby custard.
to ensure.
Me building the device. Hi.
Part in the dialogue.
Sorry.
Just for sniffing.
There's oatmeal in the microwave.
Head, ankle.
Check on Ballora
Oh,
and make
dude.
sure she's on her stage.
Laura's dead, bro. Yeah, see?
Great. It's like everything is as it should be in Funtime Auditorium. Your task today will involve more maintenance work. So
I think I can press this button and skip the dialogue.
Something
You think
bad
I'll
happened
die?
Yesterday. Something
Only
bad.
one way to find out.
Right.
Now you must turn back.
Press button.
Stop. Go forward and left.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. What? I'm supposed to like look left? It's a black screen. Like I think I have to do all that shit over again. This game is brutal with the knights. Oh my god, bruh.
What? What did he do?
I don't want to play no mini game, bro. I'm tired of this shit. Can I just like throw myself off the edge? Okay. Okay, let me beat the game.
He's done it.
warning, you've entered a highly dangerous area. You have entered from Maintenance Hatch 1B, reserved for cleaning and repair of the scooper.
Does he
Entering
know?
this side of the room is
Does he
prohibited by
know?
unauthorized personnel.
Jump scare. No one got me. I should have
Scariest part.
the scariest part. I should have exclaimed in fear. Actually, a lot of the comments I get, they like that I don't like over dramatize these games for like content. Like I just kind of am how I am. I don't like freak out at shit. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna throw up some positive comments while I talk here for the outro. Thank you guys for watching this video. I put a lot of work into this one, more than all they live for, so I hope you enjoyed if you stayed this far. I will make a video on Pizzeria Simulator at some point, though there's no like max mode. I think I'll just do a like an all salvages run and cover that, the AI in that. Ultimate Custom Night, it will happen. But it's gonna have to be special. Like I want that to be like a movie level production. So we're gonna wait till I'm a little bigger. We're gonna wait till the audience is a little bigger, maybe around like the 50 to 100K mark. And then I'll try and make Ultimate Custom Night, but I wanna like pour my heart into that video. So I'm gonna need to, that's gonna take a long time, but it will come, trust me. There is gonna be some videos that aren't FNAF coming up soon. Still gaming related. Hopefully you'll enjoy those. don't plan to stop making FNAF videos for a very, very long time, but I do want to play some other games on this channel, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. Before I end the video, I have to do the thing. I'm so sorry. I know it's the worst, but if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing. And with that, thank you for watching. Peace.